Hey guys, out here in the shop again today, just trying to make some more little progress on the Dart here. Just trying to figure out what I can do while I'm waiting on some parts. I got my perches ordered. I talked about it in my last video. I got a set of perches that eliminate the U-bolts so that I don't have to interfere with my brace on the housing there, especially on the other side. But I ordered those. They're supposed to be here next week sometime. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to just keep some progress moving forward. That way I can meet my end goal here of just getting the car back down on its suspension and rolling. So what I'm gonna do, I think right now, because I gotta have some axles, I'm gonna pull that housing back out, set the third member back in it, and just do some axle measurements. Try to come up with, the little chart you can find on any website for like Moser or Strange, or they all have a little PDF you can follow for the dimensions to get the correct axle lengths ordered. So I think I'm looking at Quick Performance for this, just because they're a little more budget friendly. So yeah, I pulled that up, kind of skimmed it, seen what I need to measure. All I got obviously is the housing and the diff, so that's really all I got to go off of. I know they pretty much all want like a disc brake measurement as well for whatever kit you're using, so I have to decide which one I want to go with there, I guess. But in the meantime, I'm just going to pop this housing back out here on the floor and take a few measurements. All right, I got her in there. I got me a little notepad here, and I had it pulled up on my phone here, but I'm just looking at Quick Performance. That's just where I picked to go to find out where to measure for axles. And I did a little crude illustration here. Don't judge me. But basically, I just need to measure the width of the housing, and from one axle flange, like the driver's side, or in this case that would be the passenger side, to the pinion center, and the same from the driver's side flange to the pinion center. I'm gonna get those and write those down. All right, so I got my tape measure just going through the axle housing, and I'm gonna try to hook the axle flange on the other side right there. And I'm getting 42.5 inches. All right, now I'm just gonna use this square as a straight edge here on my axle flange, or housing flange rather, and get a pretty close measurement here, I guess. Oh boy, floppy tape measure. 21 1/4. 21 1/4 for the driver's side. 21 1/4, which is good. That's right. That reaffirms my measurement, because it's supposed to be a centered pinion, and that brings me to 42.5 total. So the next couple of measurements they ask for are like these, the full total axle length, which I don't have axles to measure, and the flange, and like the hub that your like brakes would slip over. But I don't have that, so I'll have to take these measurements that I have and send them those, and I might have to just find a set of disc brakes that I like, that I would potentially order in the future, and just go with those dimensions for the axles, because that's what determines like how far the flange of the axle sticks out past the housing. I think that's what has a lot to do with that, and that hub bore for the middle of the axle. So I have to do some research on that and kind of find, I'm probably going to try to find like a dimension that's kind of universal across a lot of disc brake kits maybe. That way I have a broader selection when I do go to order them. But other than that, that's all it takes to measure axles. Now, I guess I'm going to pop that back out because I do have a spool that I got in the mail the other day for it, right here. So that needs to be in that for me to get my new axles in it whenever I get them, because I'm ordering 40 splines. I have a 40 spline spool there. The spool in that third member is a 45 spline, which is like, I guess that's Baja truck specific. So I talked about in my last video. I wasn't sure how many splines it was, but it's 45. I think that's all they use those things in, is like Baja trucks, because I can't find 45 spline anything except for like off-road trucks. So I gotta get that out of that housing, or that third member, and I know the carrier bearings are probably pressed on to that spool. I don't have a new set of carrier bearings. What I might try to do is pull the bearings off of the spool that's in that case and maybe hit them with sand or something on the inside to try to open them up so that they're not press fit anymore. That way I could just slide them onto my new spool and get that into the case, just so I have something to slide the axles into and the car can roll around on. So let me get this thing back up on my crate here, and I guess I'll try to get that spool out of it. Actually, while I have it sitting here, I'm gonna go ahead and break loose this load bolt. So this is like some kind of load bolt that goes up to the back side of the ring gear. It's supposed to like stop deflection, I guess. So I gotta pull that out of there. That way it doesn't cram into it while I'm trying to pull it out, I guess, and damage it. And I think I gotta break loose, I think these two I need to break loose. This one I think has a nut on the cap, and obviously this one has a nut on the cap because it's non-existent right there. Oh my god, that's tight as heck. There it is. Yeah, that appears to be a lot of Loctite. I guess it was doing its job. Alright, let's see if I can break these two loose. I think I have to break these two loose, I'm not sure. I can't remember, I just did feel like lifting it up again just to look. I'm sure they're super tight. Yeah, can confirm, very tight. Alright, so I probably shouldn't have broke those loose, but I mean, I think it's okay that they're broke loose, but I definitely started separating this, and I should definitely be probably taking this off first. This is like a lock tab that holds this adjusting collar thing in here. I don't know, I've never done one, but I'm pretty sure that that's gotta come out first off of both sides. So I'm gonna pop these two locking tabs off and try to unscrew those things. They should screw in there, I think. Okay, there's one. Loctite everywhere in this thing. Yeah, I wondered if I needed something special to get this out. So I found my grinder tool for taking off the grinder discs. Maybe it'll work. Kind of looks like those wrenches that they make probably for this, that's adjustable. Alright, I'm just gonna take the caps off, I think. That's what everybody else does, I've looked up. Although I couldn't find anything specific to this case. Yeah. This workbench sucks. Alright, so I was able to get the adjuster nut out of this side, but the cap is like just really bound up, feeling stuck. But the adjuster thing did come out. I got it right here. The other side as well. So that side's totally free. I'm trying to be careful here and not tear nothing up, but everything takes freaking brute force, it feels like. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to extract the spool and ring gear out of here somehow. Maybe I can knock that cap loose. I don't know. I'll try to hit it with a hammer again, I guess. I'm not loving beating the heck out of this thing. Probably need to pick up a dead blow hammer, not a rubber mallet. It's definitely not doing me any favors here. Beating the crap out of all that bearing race is flailing around. Luckily, I'll be replacing that, but I don't want to tear up anything in the case. It's really stressing me out. Oh, it wants out, but I gotta get that cap off. Let me flail around with that for a minute. I got it out of there, finally. Literally hours of screwing with that thing. So this cap is still bound up, but I've got it to the point where I'm pretty sure I can get it off. But that's how wide I got it before the freaking carrier came out, or the spool came out. So, yeah, that sucked bad. I did a lot of like heating with the torch and beating the crap out of it, honestly. Tried to use 2x4s and crap to beat on it with, much as I could. But it's out there, and it's still bound up. I don't know what the heck the deal is with that thing. I don't know. I may have to get some new hardware for it. I don't know. It's out of there. But I guess what I'm going to try to do is, like I said earlier, I'm going to take this spool over to my dad's. He's got a press and some pullers. I don't have pullers or a press. I'm going to get those bearings off, and I'll take this spool over there, and like I said, I'd like to sand, maybe try to sand the inside of those bearings so that they're not a press fit anymore. I'll just slip onto that spool just so I can reassemble that thing and put it up on the car and get it rolling. So that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Ran into a lot of issues with this cap binding up, and I tried to pull the ring gear off while it was in there to give it more clearance so I could squeeze the spool out. It was ridiculous, but I got it. Yeah, so that's the plan now. Just take that over to Dad's, get the bearings on my other spool, and just put that back in the housing. I might have to order some new freaking nuts and stuff. They're pretty beat up from me impacting them on and off and smacking on those studs with the hammer. I don't know, they look kind of beat anyways. I think that thing was ridden pretty hard in its previous life, so I might freshen those up, order some of that. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I was finally able to get that cap off, and it seems to be all right, but this stud is really bound up inside the case here. I mean, I've heated it and obviously beat it out as best I can. I think I can get it the rest of the way out if I position this case some way that I can put a punch through here and just knock the heck out of it. But it's really, really in there. Look at, here's my beater block here. I mean, this thing was exploding. I was just hammering on it. I finally was able to make a move there. But I don't know, that thing's potentially damaged, or I don't know. The threads are good on it. I don't know if it's bent or something that's causing it to bind up in there. Must be a really tight tolerance. But if I can get it out of there, I'll assess that and see if I need to order some of those. I'm sure they're upcharged big time because they're specific for this. But whatever, you know. So there's a little bit of progress. Took me a lot longer to do this than I thought it would. Yeah, I took a break and came back out here a little bit ago just to keep trying to get the cap off after I got the spool and all out of it. But hopefully I'll keep trucking along on this thing. I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.